BluTaper, how to tape trim for painting. So here I got my BluTaper and I got my tape in and I'm all set up to tape this way. If I wanted to tape the other way, I would pull the tape out, flip it over, pull the end out through the slot, sticky side out. Now I'm set up to tape this way, but I don't want to tape this way. I want to tape that way. So I'm going to put my tape back the way I had it. Pull the tape out to the end, sticky side out again, and now I'm set up to tape this way. Now there's a phrase we say that describes how BluTaper works. Stick it, zip it, flip it, snip it. So step one, I'm going to stick it. Pull out a little tape, put it in the corner, press it down so it doesn't pull up, and that's stick it. Next step is zip it. So I'm just going to push it down the wall. I got the open end against my guide wall. I got my hand pretty much anywhere on the outside. Just holding it on this side that's how you push it. So it's always going to be flat up against the wall with your hand here. And notice I'm pushing big end forward. You want this big end, that's the little end, that's the big end. You want that going that way as long as you can. It's just going to track the best if you do that. So I'm going to zip it as far as I can all the way to the other wall. Now I'm done zipping, so I'm going to flip it. All I'm doing is rotating it backwards. This is wrapping the tape around the nose so it can be cut. Give it a little push to the wall, nice and firm. I don't want to back up or anything or put any slack in the tape. I want it wrapped around that nose so it's going to cut. And the final step is snip it. Give that button a good hit. So notice as I pull away, I'm putting my hand underneath here. And I'm doing that to separate that last little corner of tape. By design, BluTaper is going to cut all the tape except for one teeny little corner. Just how it cuts in a corner, it's just how it has to be. So hold your tape down as you pull away. So that's the basics of stick it, zip it, flip it, snip it. Now let's say I had a situation. Man, I got a situation over here. Let's say I had a situation where I don't have a guide wall. Here, I've got a guide wall. It's holding it nice and straight. There's nowhere else it can be besides go this way. Well, here, if I wanted to tape my wall so I can paint my trim, I don't have a guide wall. What am I going to do? It's a little bit tippy. Well, I'm going to be careful. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to pull out a little bit of tape. There's my stick it. Now, like before, I'm going to zip it, holding it nice and straight. Then I'm going to flip it. And now here, this corner going this direction, I don't have a 90-degree wall to push the nose into. Here, going this way, you know, I ran right into that and that stopped it in the right position. Well, this trim, the edge of this trim is only about a 1/4 inch high. It can fit underneath that nose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop it a little bit early to make sure the blade doesn't hit the trim and it still cuts the right length. So I'm just going to look down here and I'm going to eyeball it to where it would hit, right about there. Hit that button, and now our tape is cut the right length. So there's that situation. Even a little BluTaper tool. Last situation. Let's say this is baseboard and this is trim around a doorway. I'm going to do things the way I normally start out. I'm going to stick it, press it down. I'm going to zip it all the way. I'm going to flip it, but I'm not going to snip it. I'm just going to pull back, put a little slack in it. So like a doorway, if you don't have to cut it, don't. Just keep on going. So I'm going to pull back, give it a little slack, push this tight into the corner, get it in there real good, line the taper up again, press this down, and now I'm ready to go again. So that's that. So there's the basics of how you're going to tape trim. Stick it, zip it, flip it, snip it. Have a nice day taping.